Welcome everybody, welcome back to the Tomb of Illumination, where everything's flat earth science, astrophysics, religion, a lot of stuff, spirituality. It all goes back to the one source, and that's magnetism. Magnetism. In physics they tell us there's four fundamental forces: gravity, electromagnetism, and a strong and weak force. There are not four, there's only one. All those four are magnetism. Gravity is the two forces of nature coming together, a north and a south pole coming together to the inertial plane. That's what a magnet is. Basically a magnet is the inertial plane. It's the flux and the field around it coming to meet at its inertial plane, the 0 point. Electromagnetism is magnetism. Electromagnetism is the electrical charge created from magnetism, which is basically the sun. The sun is created from magnetism, but the sun is male, the moon is female, the female is magnetism, the male is created from the two forces of magnetism, which is magnetic induction, which is connected, which is the phi ratio. There's a difference. Energy potential, that sort of thing. So, and the weak and strong forces is this north and the south pole. South pole, the central, more confined area, is the strong force. While out here, the southern hemisphere of our Earth is the weak force, because more widely dispersed. Weak force on a magnetic cycle as per meridian. Meridians are infinite, so the magnetic cycles back and forth are infinite. So we have a weaker force out here as opposed to the stronger force in here. There's two hemispheres, so there's two cycles. There's one north to south cycle here to the boundary of Cancer, and a cycle out here from the Antarctic, to the Tropic of Cancer. So we have two sun analemmas, two magnetic cycles, but then overall as one, there's one big one. Because the southern hemisphere into the northern hemisphere and back out to the south. But we don't see that like that. Even the ones we see within our arc of horizon, we are told it comes from the tropical gap. But every man sees his own image within his visual perspective, his own arc of horizon. So you've got the weak force, strong force, magnetism. Electromagnetism comes from magnetism, and gravity is magnetism, the two forces of nature. So here's a cross section of the flat earth, cut, slice in half. You've got a force coming down here in the centre Arctic, and the other one's come out from underneath. See, the cycle comes around up underneath. So the magnetism is an in and out cycle, right? Well, there's your out cycle coming to the tropical boundary, drops straight down to the ground, then goes negative to the other opposite Arctic, anti-Arctic, up again, straight down at Capricorn, through the ground, up through the earth. Up through the earth, so you could say it's converging there underneath, but it's diverging at the top. That's right back at creation, and we know nothing about this because there's a vacuum in there. We can't get in there. It's not part of our realm. But it's been exploded out into our field, our created realm, and here it is here. This tropical gap here, this tropical boundary here, is the exploded image of back here at singularity. So there's the God zone, singularity, the Arctic centre, we cannot get to inside the centre of the donut, you could say, round donut, the vacuum. It's singularity, it's single, look, it's one zone. But out here it becomes dual, and the physical world becomes split, it's a dual system. So the sun, which is male and female back at creation here, become separated as the male and the female in our created realm of duality. Northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere. Northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere. And that was separated. So we're separated. The whole goal of life is to get back to singularity. Go back to there. And this is why God has left open the Milky Way. The pipeline, the umbilical cord is still here. From here over to the centre Arctic, where the real sun is, the real pure plasma sun is. And we get an image out here at this end. This is creation. Now we're going to talk about magnetism and run over a few things. So, look at this. Take this as a magnet. There's another magnet, right? So, the magnetic fields in a magnet, even on the Earth, there's a sine wave. Look, there's a sine wave. But it's not equal. There's only a certain time of the year when the Earth's sine wave is balanced. And if you want to find more about that, it's over in my Patreon. But most of the year, it's unequal. It's a phi ratio. But it varies over the season. They're not equal. The magnetic fields are not equal. Okay? So in this balance that does come about at a certain time of the year, twice a year, is this movement here. When the southern hemisphere magnetic field comes up and overlays the northern hemisphere magnetic field. This is the sun's declination over the year. But this system here is infinite. It's all the way around the northern hemisphere. So it's going around every day, 1 degrees, 360 degrees over 24 hours. It's creeping into the north 1 degrees per day, is it? 1 degrees per day. For the 365 day tropical year. It's creeping in and then creeps back out. This creeping in and creeping out is what's creating the constellations between the two hemispheres here. As the two fields are coming in like this, that's how it all works, right? The fields are winding in together like this, going west. They're meshing. So in come the zodiac signs, the constellations, 2 by 2. 2 by 2. Where have you heard that? This is all spelled out in the Bible, but it's all esoteric. People can't understand it. That's why I do these videos. Now, so there's your, this system here is what science tells you, the Earth going around the Sun over a year. Total BS. Earth is fixed and stationary as the inertial plane. It's the field, the magnetic field, the flux of the field that moves up and down. It's a vortex. Just like the human doesn't have to move and his heart will keep pumping. Same with Earth. It doesn't have to go anywhere. So I realise you've got a positive field that comes under here. In regards to the Earth, it's positive, negative, isn't it? The cycle goes down here, through here, up here, down through there. So really, should be a different colour. Blue to red, blue to red. It's working like this, you see. Red zone. Well, it should have been blue, but anyway. But it's not only this system, there's a trinity involved. Okay? This is looking at one aspect of it. And then you've got the other one coming up like that. It's in there. And this is the This is the Freakmasons checkerboard. That's what it actually means. It all goes back to magnetism. And magic comes from magnetism, and our entire realm comes through via magic. It doesn't really exist. It's come through magnetism, which is the 3D explosion from a 2D plane of basically nothingness. We all come out of that dead center, state of rest. And this is what the dielectric zone represents, the state of rest. This is why the magnetic fields avoid the tropics, the equator area. They shoot straight down here, cross over. They avoid this zone here because it's the place of rest. That's where we all want to be, consciously, to leave this physical realm of duality, go back to singularity. Now, this checkerboard system here, this is where the magnetic fields work on the earth, right? Up here, down there, over there, up here, down here. Well, it's crossing over, isn't it? So the south side comes over to the north. And what happens with the human brain? The magnet, like Earth, is the inertial plane. It is the field or the flux that is attracted or repels. No, that's not what I was going to say. I've written it, rubbed it out. Well, it works the same way as the human brain. The left side of your brain operates the right part of your body, and vice versa. It's the same system in magnetism. Okay? Nigel Cheese, he knows about this. He's the one that drew the magnetic fields going in at the tropical regions here like this. He drew the magnetic field coming in here, spinning around and shooting back up like that. I know I'm repeating myself in this video, I think. Comes in from the sides here, shoots around the sun and shoots up to the Milky Way. They come in, shoot into the sun, spin around and shoot up to the Milky Way to feed the real sun, the pure plasma. But I've done plenty of videos on that. So here's a magnet. It's got a black hole in the center. You don't know about the black hole, the place of avoidance around its horizon. But if you enter its typhon, okay. Well, I had an experiment for you, and I've left it in the other room about the needle. It's getting a bit dark in this room now, but if I put the light on to get too much glare, this is going to get a bit dark here, I think. I'll put the light on and see what happens. Okay, that's a bit better. People just need to experiment a little with I've got a paper clip here, and just let it find its own rest state, whatever it wants to do. You'll find a central point in the magnet. So one side will be drawn in, and one side will be pushed away. It's pushed away from the center. It's bouncing around from the center there. Jumping around, okay. And look, it's not really bouncing away. It's going right into the center here. What, like a magnet? Magnetism is an in and an out field. And when it comes to the center hole here, all the energy is around the hole, not the dead center. Okay, so all the action is around. It's the vortex, the central vortex. I haven't got it drawn here, but this is the center vortex, and all the energy is around it. The core is the state of rest, basically the avoidance zone, which is what we have in the tropics. The equator is the avoidance zone. It's dead still. It's where we get the doldrums, right? But you play around and just watch this. You might need a bigger magnet to find the phi ratio, but I think you should still find it, although, you know, Earth does have a sun, so that makes things a little bit different to the magnet. You've got electromagnetism. the magnet doesn't have electromagnetism, but as far as I can tell, you still have the same system going on with the magnet. It's the best way to check out exactly what's going on. The flux, seeing all the flux, see? Now, I just watched a video on YouTube, science video, 20 minutes long of total BS about magnetism. That's what they teach the children. It's 20 minutes wasted in a person's life. Absolute garbage, especially when they draw the magnetic field of a magnet. Let's just draw it up here, shall we? They draw a magnet like this, and they're trying to tell you the field goes from there around to there. Well, it's blatantly obvious the field is coming out both ends like this. It's very weak here, but this is what's happening on the earth here. It's dropping down through here. The system just falls away down here. This is high pressure, high flux, no pressure, low pressure. But this is what the field is doing. This way. Not telling you to go in one end and out the other. They're both the same. The south pole's in here. These are the south poles. South poles. Both Arctics are the same. They're both high pressure. Both got ice. Both bloody cold. You don't have to be a genius. You just don't. Just avoid being brainwashed. Plato's unequal divided line is the golden ratio. It's in here. It's phi. Okay? North-south has a phi ratio. So here, I've marked up the drawing now, but it repels. The two are the same. They're repelling. That's what we have on the tropical sides here. Both the same, like poles. This is what makes it shoot straight down into the ground. Earthing to get up and around here. Avoid this area here. You got the harmonics, Earth's sound wave. It's all about harmonics. That's what the ecliptic plane is. It's a sound wave, because it all comes out of the black hole center as a wave. And here you have Newton and all his cronies, even Edward Halley and those guys, trying to use the what's the square portion to determine how the planets moved around the sun. For a start, they don't even move around the sun. The sun is in the ecliptic plane just like all the other planets, and it's on the inside track doing a smaller route with the most energy. That's what's illuminated right in the middle, right where the sound is coming out. So it's all a sound wave. And every man sees the particle through his eyeballs. The focal point of the wave, the high point of the energy wave, is a particle, is a planet in that frequency. It's all coming out like a wave. Harmonics. Wave, or it's all from magnetism, isn't it? Because that wave comes out of the black hole, which is the center state of rest of the magnet, the ring magnet. So the magnet, like Earth, is the inertial plane. It is the field or the flux that is attracted or repels the flux on the magnet. So you've got everything moving in and around the magnet, but you've got to try and consider that as just the inertial plane with the field around it. Typhon, typhoon, counterclockwise, north. The myths and all that, legends, cultural stories, all about the physics of the earth. Only one guy can break them down, apparently. This guy here. So what have we got here? The cross represents magnetism. The snake is magnetism. The snake is always represented magnetism going up the pole. Well, why is the pole always shaped like a cross like this? it represents magnetism. The long south pole, you got a north strong force, weak force, stretched out. If you go a bit deeper into astrophysics, you've got the same thing here. This is where this cross comes from. You've got the cross in the you've got the cross in the north and the cross in the south. The cross in the north is represented by the Ursa Minor and Ursa Major. They just draw it as a pot. So if you looked at one of these drawings I've got here, let's say you've got that. So we have this, before I ruin it, imagine that as one of Ursa Major, Ursa Minor, but then you go to the southern hemisphere and they just draw it as the cross and the two pointers. Okay? But they're both the same. I mean, the Ursa Major and Minor are mirroring to the south, which is the crux and the false cross. So up in the north, they draw you a pot. So it's on a bit of an angle, and then you got your handle, something like this, isn't it? They sort of draw the pot like that, with a couple of stars going like that, and a couple up like that. You got this pot handle. If you took that out, does it go like that or go like this the other way? Well, it might be the other way. The handle coming out here or up here. Okay, you figure it out. That's what it is. I'm telling you. I know. Now we also see this in the center. So like I'm trying to tell you, the center north is mirrored to the south on every man's meridian, which is infinite, but inverted because it's a toroidal field. That's mirrored to there. But this black hole is out here, therefore what's here and here must be there, so that cross at both poles is also in the center here. And this is what we have. Orion's belt is the dead center. It's moving through the inertial plane, center, the dielectric center, Orion's belt. And there you have the four stars. Sirius, Rigel, Aldebaran and Betelgeuse or Geese, or vice versa. But this one here, these two are in one hemisphere, these two are in the other. Because there's the dividing line. You got somewhere like, you could draw the dividing line like that, or what they call the ecliptic. Now they've got the ecliptic not lined up with this because they don't know what I know. Basically, that's another story, another video. Why that's different. They don't draw the ecliptic here. They draw it back here somewhere. Okay, the story to that. Well, there you have it. That's dead center. Those two stars are in one hemisphere. These two stars are in the other, but they're flip mirrored. So that becomes this, and that becomes this. They are the same stars. That's the same as that, but they call them different names because it's the night sky. You can see them both at the same time. And then you've seen this on the walls. All the ancients knew all this stuff because you have it here. There's the southern hemisphere, the bigger field. There's a smaller northern hemisphere field. There's Orion's belt. There's star rotations all around here like this. Star rotations all around here like this. That's one meridian. Man's on a meridian. Every man is on one of these lines. He will see his two portions of the night sky, depending on his latitude. So magnetism, an in-field, iron drawn in, would be the South Pole. And an outfield, iron is diverted, is the North Pole. Realise both Arctics are North Poles. The field rushes to the centre here. we're told that the magnetic field was in the wind by the ancient Egyptians. And you think, how do you get all those squiggly lines to show you the magnetic field on the Earth? In their globe theory or whatever they want it, either flat or globe. Squiggly lines everywhere. Well, just follow the wind. All you're doing is studying the wind, basically. But back in the day, they, magnetic declination, because, when you look at their maps with magnetic declination, they're all over the place. But it's basically the wind. How do you determine magnetic declination as opposed to magnetic north? But they took it all off the centre star up here, of course. They knew where that was. And they just compared that with their travels using a compass. But you didn't even have to use a compass. Magnetic declination was in the wind. I suppose you're not following much then, you need a compass, but anyway, goes deep. So back before compasses, it was all celestial navigation. And if you hang around long enough, or you might want to go over here, I'm going to have to post it up here first because these are my Patreons. I'm about to do a world first on how you come to accurately measure the circumference of the Earth with no known globe nonsense or any travel documentation, no links or anything. It's all geometry with a little bit of just a little bit of knowledge on celestial navigation, understanding a little bit of geometry, specifically the 3-4-5 triangle. It's about it. It's the world first. I'm about to do it after this. It's why I'm doing this video, to clear this board. So I'm sort of repeating myself here, but things came to my mind. I just wanted to put them on the board and show some people. They need to understand magnetism. They're just not taught. Absolute garbage on YouTube and the science sites. I'm telling you, look at the flux. Look at all the flux coming out of here. It's identical to this. It's going to there, going to there. But the force is weak here. They even tell you that the magnetic field is strongest at the poles, weak at the equator. You don't see it shooting down here. Okay? And understand the phi ratio. The golden ratio. Two of these fit in here. Is that the way it goes? Plato's unequal divided line means two of these will go into there. Okay? 1.618, which is pretty close to 3 to 2, but it's not 3 to 2. Okay? We know that. Central vortex, we now know as a vortex, just like the heart. It's in the center. It's in the center. The heart is in your center. Understanding the cross. Jesus died on the cross. Look, it's a cross. And Jesus represents the sun. And the sun's state of rest is through here. The snake went up here. Magnetism. While I'm here, I'll give you a free one. Check out Nigel Cheese's video on magnetism and stuff. Well, I don't know specifically magnetism, but anyway. There's a... Yeah, okay. You've seen the Egyptian snake, the symbol here. That's when you start to understand man's arc of horizon. Coming in, going, over. Man's arc of horizon. Arc of horizon. Rise on. Go out of one's horizon. In, over, snake, magnetic field. Earth is all about magnetism. The one and only basic base is magnetism. That's all I can give you today on magnetism. I mean, there's a lot more in my head, but when I go to do the video, I just can't remember it all. I need a script writer. I'm no good at that. Okay, we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to put a likes up if you like this sort of thing. Check out all my other videos or come over here to Patreon. Thanks for watching.